everyone had a nice and great Thanksgiving. Got full of the turkey. Okay, let's look at the calendar here. Okay, on the calendar, on December 1st, we got Art After Dark at 5:30 to 8:30. We also got the Christmas tree lighting from 5 to 6. You need to add any comments to that?
No, the tree lighting will start at 5 and probably go to 6, and then we'll just try to send everyone down for Art After Dark.
Okay.
There's a little bit of overlap, but
Okay.
we're trying to sort of merge them together.
Yes. Did you get that thing? Did you
No, I forgot about
get that? Oak Park. Oak Park.
Carolyn.
I believe, yeah. Oak Park, yeah.
We've also been,
Jesse would like to
Yes. All right.
Mr. Mayor, we've also been invited to attend the Canton swearing in ceremonies at 7:30 that evening.
Yeah. They're having it outdoors. The last time
It was
that I was
cold.
here, it was real.
I was with you. It was cold. It was frigid.
I understand how cold it was. It's like it is out there right now. And we sat down at the bike park for about 2 hours in the freezing cold. It for Zeb and a couple others got sworn in.
Well, they can't help it. They don't have a town hall.
That's true. That's true. All right, back to business. On Sunday, the Hazelwood Parade, Alex called me today that is still scheduled. He's praying for it not to rain. That's from, starts at 3, line up at 1 o'clock. That's from 3 to 5. And then on Monday, after Christmas parade, from 6 to 7. Any more comments?
No, are y'all all be here?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna drive me?
Yeah, we got all still left with entries.
Yeah, we got about 102, I think. We perfect size.
Yeah.
One on and a nice variety of
Yes.
wood.
Yeah, sounds great.
You've also been invited to the Canton Parade. Nick, I'm sure, let me know that there'll be a space for the town board if you'd like to
Yeah, we need to
walk.
get back doing that.
Well, I think they've invited you, so
Yeah, Zeb,
I sent y'all an email to that effect
yeah,
today.
he walked it.
I'll be there for.
Yeah.
I will not be at the tree lighting.
Okay. On Tuesday, December the 12th will be our regular town council meeting. Is that the swearing in day?
It is
Swearing out or swearing in?
clean socks and underwear, Mayor.
It's all swearing in.
I'm sorry, I got it.
Did we get, I know, Judge Wingate could not be, he's not available that day.
What?
Should
I
we
don't-
arrange for someone else?
Is he gonna be available?
He said no, but I can check again, but no, Caleb, but yeah, he's not gonna be available that day.
So your city clerk can administer an oath, or we could
I'm
walk
also,
down to the court.
I'm also a notary public,
Okay.
so
Why
I
don't
can
you-
issue an oath, but I can also ask the trial court administrator if any of the other judges would be available.
I think,
me
you
double
had
check.
somebody.
I was
He
going to
texted.
suggest that the manager call Judge Richard Rama.
I'd love that.
Yes.
I think that's a
He's a
fantastic
resident of
idea.
town.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember you said something about.
Could you send me a text so I'll get the proper spelling?
Okay, Chuck.
He said, I'm not gonna
be.
be, yeah, Judge Wingate, I'm not gonna be able to make the swearing in.
And
Sorry
I've
to miss it.
arranged for a photographer,
All right.
to take group pictures as well as individual pictures.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
sounds great. Okay, we'll move right along to our public comment. We don't have any public comment, correct? Okay, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, I'll ask for a motion that be approved.
So moved.
A motion by Julie,
Second.
second by somebody.
Chuck.
Anthony?
Chuck.
Second by Anthony. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. All right, it does get serious.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, Mayor.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. So ordered. All right, we got, new business here. We got, Chief Adams. Would you like to come up and speak to us about purchasing, 5 patrol cars?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and Council. We've been looking for a while for some vehicles, and initially we found some in Hayesville. They were not on the state contract. And we checked down east, found one in Dodge. And they have some coming in December, and they're actually a little cheaper than the other ones were. We have 8 vehicles currently over 114,000 miles each.
Yeah.
And one of the vehicles has had almost $27,000 worth of service done on it.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, so they're starting to break down on us and kind of safety hazard because of patrol cars.
Right.
They can be involved in chases. We don't want them breaking down and risking officers' safety and lives.
Yeah, and these 5 are like patrol ready?
Yeah, well, we'll have to outfit them.
Yeah, I mean, I know they gotta be outfitted.
Yeah, but they
they're
are patrol rated Dodge Chargers.
Yeah, the specs on it.
Yes.
I was referring to.
They're made for patrol cars only.
Okay, any questions for the chief about, the patrol cars he's found? They're kind of hard to get, you know.
This is the last year they're making them as well. So
Yeah.
it'll only be SUVs we can buy going forward.
And I do have one question, Mr. Mayor, just curious. So we're not doing the crossover between the gas stuff anymore. We've kind of, is that gone by the wayside when we had,
Natural gas.
Propane.
yeah, propane? and
Yes,
all those?
During COVID, they quit servicing our vehicles for the propane. It's so expensive to repair them. And then propane got just as expensive as gasoline. So we don't have any vehicles with propane anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
And those were propane vehicles.
Yeah.
2014s.
Yeah, I was kind of curious that those cars, that they would change something on them.
They were damaging the cylinders in the vehicles.
Yeah.
I think that required a lot of extra service.
Yeah, that makes my day. Okay,
I have no questions for the chief, but I probably do for Miss. How are we gonna pay for them?
Right now, but it's still on fire. So I reached out on that. He's saying, I would have. I would recommend.
okay.
What are we making on our investments right now?
Anyone else have any further questions?
I just will offer a comment, and say that, when I read the possibility of paying for it using fund balance, I wasn't real wild about that. What I am real wild about is giving our police department the tools that they need to do their job. So I say let's do it.
Okay, so motion.
I'll make a motion that we move forward with the purchase of the vehicles and use the fund balance to pay for it.
Okay, got a motion by John,
Second?
second by Julia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, show like sign. And so ordered.
Thank you.
Is that the right word?
Absolutely.
Let's get them on the camera. Okay, guys. David Kelly. You've got,
I've been looking forward to this for years.
a lot of people have. This is, council approving the combination of a structure located at the address. You better, give us that correct address. I don't have, it's in the motion, but it's not in.
Is it the 1737 South Main?
Yeah.
So thank you for your time this evening to hear and consider my presentation. I am seeking council's approval for the condemnation of the main building in the island canopy located at 1737 South Main Street, which is the old Sam Bob's gas station, and the costs associated with the demolition of the structure. I have provided each of you with a copy of the notices that we sent, cost of demolition minus asbestos survey and recent pictures. We received a complaint on August 18th of 2023 in regard to the condition of the property. After a visual inspection of the property and noting the dilapidated condition of the structures, I contacted non-state legal advice and has been conducted a title search so that we could send out a notice to correct all parties. Once the title search was complete, I conducted a more thorough inspection of the building on September 25th, 2023. Multiple violations were noted and the structure was open to vagrancy. The notice to correct was sent out on September 27th, 2023 to all parties of interest listed on the title search and was posted on the property for section N-157 of the Waynesville Code of Ordinances. At the end of the deadline to correct the relevant violations, anticipated on October 31st, and no corrective action has been taken. No one listed on the title search had contacted our office during the time frame to correct these relevant violations. On October 31st, the notice of hearing was sent out to all parties of interest listed on the title search and was posted on the property for section 10-158A. A hearing was held on November 16th of 2023 at 9 a.m. at Waynesville Town Hall. No party of interest attended the hearing or contacted our office to present any arguments or evidence pertaining to the matter. On November 20th, 2023, the finding of action order was sent to all parties of interest listed on the title search was posted on the property for section 10-158C. In addition to regular and certified mail, I also mailed the finding of action order to the owner of record by FedEx for Ron's need to make extra effort in notifying them. Yesterday, on November 27th, Michael Kirkpatrick, the brother of the listed owner, came by our office to discuss purchasing this property and cleaning up the site. He requested an extension of the 6 days given on the finding of action order to properly remove any liens filed against the property. We requested that Mr. Kirkpatrick give us a notarized statement from his brother authorizing him to act on his behalf, give us a plan of action to clean up the property. If Mr. Kirkpatrick provides the requested documents, secures the building from vagrancy, and begins cleaning up the site, we will work with him on extending the 60-day deadline. Mr. Kirkpatrick is here in the audience if you have any questions for him. Staff brings this matter to council's attention so that we can continue to move forward through the holidays and continue our efforts to work with property owners to find a resolution for addressing the condition of the property. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I'm glad to answer.
Did you receive a notarized?
Not yet. We just met yesterday. Well, I don't know if he's had a chance to meet with your brother on it yet.
So what would happen, we're gonna work with, the property owner to extend the deadline, the 60-day deadline.
Given the circumstances, if they get a notarized statement.
Okay, and is there a plan if that does not take place?
Then the original finding of action order would take place in that 60 days. Go ahead.
Are you, so we're already at the 60 days of the first notification?
Yes, the notice was actually signed this time by the owner of record on the 22nd this month. That time frame for it.
So from that date forward, how?
60 days.
60
So
days.
January 22nd, the work has been started, so kind of action will start out on call.
This simply starts the clock for the town. We can always give the owner more time.
Yes.
But if no action is taken by the owner during that time frame, we can move forward on our side. You know, so this gives David an option of pursuing the demolition if necessary. It's not a, we must demolish the building. It's a, this is an option for the town to pursue, assuming nothing from the owners.
We've done everything humanly possible to notify everybody.
Okay. So it'd be your suggestion to give Mr. Kirkpatrick the time.
If he shows the good faith and puts forth his effort and giving us a plan of action for cleanup, I'll be glad.
Okay.
Martha, but we need to go ahead and do this so that the clock starts ticking at this point.
That's correct.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
Yeah, so I would recommend to the board that you pass the resolution that's been presented on David's presentation, so that at the end of January, the Development Services Department has the discretion to pursue demolition if they deem it necessary at that time. The longer we delay this step, the longer it puts it out on their end that they have that ability.
I'll make a motion to approve the attached resolution authorizing demolition of the main building and island canopy located at 1737 South Main Street, Waynesville, 28786.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So like, so. Good. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I hope you can get that, make it a much better place. Thank you.
Y'all remember when that was the Smile Station?
Yeah. Yep, sure do.
I used to go buy soapbox there.
All right. That used to be a good place, so.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Still. Beth, would you like to give us some, presentation on your house?
Sure.
You could probably freeze a little house out there today.
Yeah, today would have been a great day for it. You may already know that last year Maggie Valley launched a new event called Ice Fest. It's a Saturday event they do at Maggie Valley Festival Ground.
Yep.
Last year's event was far more successful than anyone was expecting, and so I believe the TDA has recognized an opportunity to capitalize on that and expand that event into a weekend grouping of activities that are spread throughout the county. So Waynesville's event, part of that weekend, is planned to be an ice stroll on Main Street on Friday night prior to Ice Fest on Saturday. And Ice Mill, who does the sculptures, have offered to carve sculptures for businesses on Main Street at a reduced rate, $350 for a one block sculpture, which will stand about 3.5 feet tall. And so we are encouraging merchants up and down the street to commission these sculptures to be positioned in front of their business for the night of the stroll. And they're lit up. The Ice Mill does that. And then ideally, we would like to fill the street with sculptures. So merchants are going through the TDA, so I'm not really sure how many have signed up to date. But I was hoping that y'all would be interested in doing one. The DWC is going to do one. I'm working on the police department.
Yep.
And try to get as many of them out there as we can. So what the sculpture is would be up to you. It can be anything. We're trying to discourage people from doing logos and actually do something more fun, a plot mound maybe the arch, the gateway arch is coming, or something like that, other than a logo that this isn't quite as exciting as a sculpture. Right. But really, it's up to you what the sculpture would be. It would be a $350 fee that you would pay to the TDA. 300 of that would go to the sculpture, and 50 of that will go into sort of a seed pot fund for events.
Right. Okay, guys.
I like it.
It's a great idea, and I will tell you this: last year, my friends and Maggie, and I speak with them quite often, they were overwhelmed last year. They thought there would be between 500 to 1,000 people that showed up, and there were thousands
10,000.
of people. Yeah,
Yes.
thousands showed up. They were overwhelmed, and so if we can be a part of that and engage our local businesses here on Main Street, I think it's a win-win for all of us.
Yeah, so your motion is for.
I am moving to yes, yes. Yeah, single block sculpture for $350, or double. Let's go ahead with this. I'll make a motion for the 700.
All right.
Can we do one of them for sure, the plot hound?
So that's up to y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all want to do?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and second her motion, and then we'll let John make a motion of what would be. Yep.
Did you do two? Is that what you're referring to, a 700?
Well, 700 would be a bigger one,
Oh,
like a
okay.
6 foot tall one, as
Yeah,
opposed
great.
to the 3.5 foot tall. So it
Oh,
would
yeah,
be 2
yeah,
blocks of ice
Oh, yeah.
instead
that-
of 1
yeah,
block.
Okay, that would be nice, yeah. So get a motion on the floor to, sculpture for a double block for 700. I have a second. Second by Anthony. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Your like sign.
And I'd like to move that we, we commission a plot hound that's down on Waynesville.
That is good, yeah. Got a motion to structure a plot hand,
Second?
second by Julia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I hope he can structure a.
Sounds great, yeah.
6 feet tall, it'll probably be howling.
Sounds great.
And not that anybody cares, but you know, me and my dog world that I live in, the plot hound came at the National Dog Show this past weekend, came in
Yes.
second.
Yes, it
All
did.
right.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, between a chocolate and a black color, and he was gorgeous. Yeah, the plot hound came in second in hound division.
That is so good.
Candace owns a plot hound.
Oh,
He's got something in him. He's definitely got plots. There are a lot of
That's
brindle
cool.
critters in this part of the woods.
You get him to come and stand still long enough to construct
That would
it.
be amazing.
Marty's gonna be famous.
We shall move on. Thanks. That's a great idea. Okay, we'll move on to. Okay, we got Rob Hart with downtown improvements. I want to give us a little bit of update on this.
Yes, sir, with the help of Misty and Karen. We received notice from the Dogwood Health Foundation that they'd be advertising a $10,000 grant to improve downtowns. The grants are targeted to fund projects in downtowns and commercial corridors that enhance appearance, infrastructure, or the pedestrian experience. If you remember, you sanctioned a study by Thomas Waltz's firm 3 or 4 years ago, and he kind of went down through the downtown with his architects and chose several different places and gave us some broad ideas. So last week I took a lot of the ideas Thomas had in his brochure and reviewed those conceptual ideas with the DWC, and it was after their discussion that they'd like to center on the reconstruction of the depot and Main Street niche park. That we've done something with the Miller Street Park. You've approved the notch outs, if we'll call them, in the downtown, which was the second one of Thomas's recommendations. This would be the third. And Thomas was on the phone with us. He's on the DWC board, and he suggested that we use the $10,000 to hire a design company to come up with a workable, construction-ready design for that park that DWC and the town council can approve, and that would mesh into the other element of the grant, that the $10,000 grant would help fund up to a $50,000 project, and we can fund that in the budget that's coming up next year. And that's I'm providing you with a recommendation of the DWC with this blessing, and Karen and Misty are ready to chime in if you ask. Karen's has looked into the grant and has some of the particulars on it if you need some detail.
Did we get clarification that we could use that to conduct the feasibility study?
So we were talking about doing the reverse, then the town would fund the design, and then we would use the grant to actually fund the construction. I got that backwards. I apologize.
So Thomas, just for y'all's info, when we were discussing this last week, he was on the phone and had some real pertinent insights into that whole process of um, coming up with a plan to make the highest and best use of that park. And there were he had some really good comments and things that I hadn't even considered. Like, for instance, we need to figure out, what's the best way to for drainage and that kind of stuff. And I feel very strongly that a feasibility study is absolutely necessary. And so what's the process, Karen? Do we need to come up with the shovel-ready idea now and then apply for the grant, or can we?
They're gonna ask for a project budget, right? They want to see that, it's a weird funding cycle. It's not an open application process. Actually, reached out to the foundation and wanted to know about the project information, give me access to go into the application. And so it's a pretty quick funding turnaround. The application is due January 8th, and then they're going to go to February. So we would need a project budget at least to show that if the design cost is much, then there's much to then go towards the actual building.
So can we? Just thinking logistics. We're going to need to do the study before we come up with a plan to what we're going to do, right? And
We
so,
had some architectural drawings
well,
already.
he did do that, but it's just a concept. It's
That's
not.
just a concept.
Yeah, it's not the fine details
Yeah.
on how to implement that
Right.
concept. Is that accurate?
That's right. He said, don't think that is ownership. Those are not construction drawings.
Okay, and so the question in my mind is, how can we get the feasibility study done before then?
No.
Okay, so,
We could barely get the RFQ out, get to the industry to get the quotes in to start the study.
and Karen, so we're not bound by, you said it was kind of open-ended for the application period, is that correct?
So they have different funding cycles. This is just one of their funding cycles.
Okay, so our sounds like, if I'm reading between the lines, that we're not going to be able to make this cycle, correct?
That's correct. But let's move to something else y'all have been talking about, which is the mural. Y'all are almost to the point where you're looking at an artist for that, right?
Yes, we will have 2 grants currently for that project. We don't cover the entire price tag. We don't have yet, design and price, but the other grants we have to be spent by the well.
So could we throw the 10,000 in that mural and that pay for the whole mural?
Is that in the alley you're talking about? The alley with the pictures? Okay.
So we
That's
would need
gonna
to
be-
get the final cost of that before we could apply January.
I think I can.
That's gonna be just the coolest thing in the history of cool things. So if we can help move that along, I'm all for that.
Do you know, can we match the grant with other grants?
They had no on that.
Okay, so
They don't prefer the other things.
I'd say the DWC will be coming to y'all to cover the balance. And if you've got this $10,000 grant to be that balance, that might help y'all out with that final bill if Beth can squeeze it out of the artist.
It will be $49,999.
The initial estimate I got, which was, I knew was kind of the top, gonna be the top end of the range, came at 45, and that's really kind of phase one. So that's a company, there's other companies that I knew were investing that. We have broken the design up into a phase one and phase two, just to make it more digestible, and phase one is the by itself. The reason we did that was also so that we could send a grant for the end of June and we phase two for another budget cycle.
And do y'all know what this mural is gonna be? Beth, can you kind of describe what that project is gonna look like in the end?
Yes, it's still sort of work in progress, but it started out, we wanted it to be something that would pay homage to our history, we wanted to tell our story, our Appalachian heritage. So we wanted to put a mural that would include some historic vintage photos and our collection. And at that time, we were looking at the adhesive grit vinyl. We didn't want an artist recreating the photograph. We wanted to see the actual photograph. Then we needed some color and the big wall. And we needed a background. So our phase one sort of morphed into a painted background of mountain with the vintage photographs. The adhesive vinyl overlaid on top of the mountainscape. So the mountainscape is some vintage photographs. So phase one would be the painted mural of the mountainscape, and then phase two we would go back and add the photographs. That's sort of a part two to that project with additional available. We're ready to go. But the mountainscape obviously will by itself. So the design we have right now is the mountainscape with photographs overlaid on top of it. We sent that to a company who said if you were to paint that, because there's no vinyl, pictures, photographs, or if you paint it on the wall, that entire mural you paint will be $40,000. So we're not obviously planning to paint all of that. We're not going to paint photographs. There's other companies and artists that I know are these smaller projects or maybe that is, I was just looking for a ballpark idea.
And this is the alley between the old brick house and the
Beverly.
yeah,
Beverly.
Remax. So yeah,
We-
it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
It's Beverly.
Beverly Hanks.
Yeah.
Beverly. Tate.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Last week it was Beverly Hanks.
They still answer the phone.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and give me a motion to endorse in the town funds to you for the Stockwood Foundation grant?
I would like to make that motion here.
Okay, need a second.
Second,
Second, Julia. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, show like sign.
And to make it clear for the staff, this will enhance the final quote that Beth gets from the artist to do phase one, which is the mountain landscape along the alleyway between the old brick house and Beverly Hanks.
Do you accept the motion for that?
No, I just want to make sure I knew what we were doing.
We usually.
Sometimes when we get back to the office, we don't quite know what we've passed, so I just want to make it clear.
I'm just saying.
No, John knows what I'm trying to do.
Just trying to override your motion.
No.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I hope the DWC will continue with the idea of the enhancing park there.
Oh, yeah, the niche
and-
part, please.
and-
I've expressed that for how many years?
That's been a project we've been working on.
Right.
We're just trying to find kind of the perfect thing to do. We're not gonna let it go.
project.
So our task then, Rob, is the council is, are we at a point where we want to look at funding a feasibility study, or that's held off till next budget cycle?
No, let's work as a staff on getting a quote for a feasibility study to do the design and the construction drawings for the depot park. That's now a separate project. The request we made tonight, we changed to a project that we've already got for all intents and purposes budgeted and designed. And that'll be 10,000 of a $45,000 project that she's already got some grants. So that'll be 10,000 the town doesn't have to put towards the mural.
And Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to mention one more thing. When the park was originally built, there was a substantial amount of damage done to the Norris building right beside it, because the park includes the original foundation of the bank. So it may require a little more of a feasibility study than we thought. But I just want to mention that there is some sort of connection between the building and the old foundation of the bank, which is underneath the park.
Alex said his father actually tore that down.
Yeah.
And I guess Henry Clayton was the mayor at the time, and told them to just throw all the debris in the basement. And so that's
Really?
what's
Yeah,
under the.
That's what Darren Hammond told me.
That's one heck of a time.
And I may be wrong on the Norris, but it may not have been construction of the park, it may have been some other time, but there was, insurance did pay for damage to the Norris building.
I think there's some question as to who owns the remaining wall.
Yeah, the wall certainly, yes.
Yeah.
We voted on it, correct?
Yes, you're good.
That was correct. Okay, then we'll move on to communication from staff. Rob, you have a manager's report?
Very short one. We have our contractor in town, putting in the final phase of the wayfinding sign for Waynesville. And I've got some calls from a couple of people from Hazelwood this morning, complimenting us on the signs. I haven't been able to make the trek down to see their progress, but they should be finished by probably Wednesday afternoon.
I saw the one coming up Main Street tonight. So it stands out.
Well, Stan, is it okay?
Oh, yeah, it was
All
just,
right. Just
I was kind
checking.
of like, wow, where'd that come
What was it? I'm sorry, I missed.
Right there at Miller Street,
Miller
there's
Street.
a new wayfinding sign that points to the parking.
To the other parking area.
Yeah, and EV charging and that kind of stuff. So
Cool.
it looks good.
You have anything else, sis? Okay, Ms. Townsend
Everything I have.
is in a closed session. Okay. All right, communication from the board. Chuck, you have anything?
Since we're on the South Main Street deal right now, I'm wondering if the town staff might be able to gather together development services, some other folks. We've talked about possible options of some other cleanup on South Main Street, vehicles, and particularly the Sutton property. And I'm just wondering if maybe by either next month or maybe the first meeting in January, maybe town staff could possibly give us some possible options for dealing with that. We've talked about environmental problems. We've talked about different kinds of things. I'm just requesting that maybe if it's okay with the board, or the board was okay with this, to ask town staff to come back to us with possible options of how to clean up some of that property, so get it clean.
And there's also two other items that are still outstanding. One is the closure of the road that NCDOT requested right in front of Ingalls.
I thought we did that.
We did not do that.
Oh, we did. Okay.
It was only brought up.
Oh, that's right. We were going to talk to the property owners about that.
Right. And then the other one was in front of the country club
Country Club, yes.
as well. So there's two road issues that we need
And
to.
I think Patrick was gonna come back to you with some information
Right.
on that
on that road. Well, we wanted them to have some community meetings with people there for that one. But we can go ahead and move on the other item of the road off South Main right in front of Ingalls at any time. If we could put that on, not the next agenda, but the one after.
Is the board okay with trying to move this process along? We're trying to come up with some possible
Absolutely.
solutions in terms of environmental ways to deal with things, and maybe even some legal help.
That big building, the whole university.
I think the community would really appreciate something like this.
That is definitely something very
Sure.
No, sir.
The only thing I have, and it just occurred to me, I was coming from, like, Charlie's Corner back toward Waynesville and Depot Street. The lower buildings on the right. There's actually another one with a little bump house right there. Somebody's painting a galley.
That's it, where somebody tore the tree down.
Yeah.
You want
Could we just do away with that bump out? Because people getting in that right lane to try to cut right, you gotta swing out like that to even go around there. I could see the bump house if you're going the other way, but coming back, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
It's dangerous. I didn't know that somebody already took the tree out. But,
That's where they put the orange paint.
Yeah. That needs to go. Don't you think? Somebody gonna get hurt. Yeah. I'm bad on getting rid of them curbs.
Yeah, you are. I was thinking that.
I kick it to the curb. John.
Jesse's building them as
your
fast as he can. You're
crusade?
tearing them out.
I know. That's probably another one of, who's problem. That's the only thing I have. We probably need to get on base about, is Kim pray this Thursday
Yeah,
or next week?
next week.
Next week.
Next week. So, all right.
Yes.
Next
Next
Thursday?
Thursday. So we have a
Yeah.
parade on
Yeah.
Saturday, on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
Yeah, just, let Bob know about, your.
Nick wants to know, and if y'all want to just travel in one vehicle and wave out the windows, that he's not mandating that you do something. He just wonders, are you going to walk? Are you going to drive? So he can
It'll
provide
definitely be
space.
cold there.
It'll all depend on whether it's raining.
Okay. All right. Sounds good then. John,
No, sir.
Anthony?
No, sir.
Okay, then we'll move on to, we have a closed session.
I'll make a motion to enter into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143.38.11A3 to consult with an attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, with privileges hereby acknowledged the matter of Auto Bell Car Wash LLC and Auto Bell Arrowwood Inc. versus Town of Waynesville and under North Carolina General Statute 143.318.11A6 to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointed or conditions of initial employment of an individual public officer, employee, or prospective public officer or employee.
Second.
Have a second, Julia? Check. Okay, I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So like son.
Becky, nothing.
Thank you, everyone.
We won't do anything.
No action.
Oh, we need you. Don't you leave.
I double check.
We need you. This lady, we probably need you, don't we? Do we?
It's just a brief, I sent them
Right,
all
yeah.
a brief memo of.
About the
So
auto bill
that's all
thing?
part of it.
And then,
Rob
and then
knows
that way they
something
can ask
about it
questions.
You're
You're
still
And
in
live.
whoever
closed
owns it
sessions,
is
everything.
apparently.
Guys,
expressed
we're
an
still
interest
live on
Obviously,
YouTube.
Getting rid
Stay
of
if
some
you
of
want to
those
stick
vehicles.
around in case there's a question.
Hold on. You're still live on YouTube.
No, I know. We're just talking about logistics.
Maybe now's the time.
Only if it's.
They seem to be maybe cooperative. We'll see.
Well, you can step out after we get done with the
And I think
We'll do that
what Rob
first.
says, he's moved the good vehicles. And what's left is junk and they don't have any
Leave me
I
a
don't know,
hand
but
warmer.
anyway.
Roll me a hand warmer.